Let's get into the fish, shall we? See my booty? Anyways. Bruh. I feel called to come on here and do something. Yes, I'm eating just a tomato. My friend got dared to eat a tomato, a cherry tomato specifically, because if the type of tomato matters, so you understand your position on this, and pound cake. I'm trying to imagine what pound cake would taste like, and this is also a blander tomato. But, you know, just strange things. Okay. Yeah, I really like talking. Yappity yapping. I also plan to eat this entire bag of spinach. Y'all wanna see my spinach? This is my spinach. What does that say? Savoy? Is that a type of spinach? Or like, at first, because it's backwards when I look at it here, I thought it says savory. It says Savoy. What does that mean? Who knows? But yeah. Okay, let me take this off. Let me get comfy. Comfy. Here, my love. You can have a scarf. Oh, now you look so cute. Y'all want to see her? Look at her. Look at her. Styled and everything. Oh, wait. Bruh. You gotta hide the little battery pack. There we go. Who needs stuffing in their brow? Well, you got a battery pack. Yeah. That's a mad crazy thing. I was about to ask, like, did y'all do that? As if y'all can answer. That's interesting. I would say, like, I don't know. I just wanted to yap. I wanted to make it profound and stuff, but I just wanted to yap. This is the yap session. I've been thinking a lot about authenticity, right? I want to be able to eat on camera without it making noises. Cause I've never been more conscious of the noises I make when I eat than watching a video of me freaking like doing it. How dare? How did that be an experience? Why are we shameful about how we eat though? Like, is that a thing? Like, why is that? Or not, is that a thing? Why is that a thing? You know? Cause I think we all Vaseline. I think we all need like to accept. It's like literally like a thing you do for food, bro. Like that is a necessity. It's the bare necessities. I actually don't remember if I watched The Jungle Book. Yeah. I cannot wait. I'm getting a haircut next week. I'm getting a haircut. I'm so excited for that. So excited for that. Yeah. The words are blink, heart, and authentic, and subtle. In the blink of an eye. Right? Authenticity can be invisible if you choose to make yourself subtle instead of bold. Maybe that's what I'm gonna do. Is there like a word randomizer? Me instantly pulls up Google. Google is so happy. I think I definitely aged myself today talking about some. I was at this meeting. I'm calling everything a meeting right now, which makes me feel so happy. But like literally everything is a meeting to me right now, guys. Everything is a meeting. I had a workshop that I participated in. I did not run. I participated in. And then I had a class that I taught, and then I had a mixer. And I call everything a meeting. Because it's just like the easiest way to, I have a bunch of meetings today. That's like catch all. I don't need to tell you all that. You know. But so, let's see. Oh my god. The music I was looking up during the class is up here. Okay, so. What was I gonna do? Oh. Word randomizer. Yo, maybe that's what I wanted to talk about. Okay, random word generator. So, I had a concussion recently, right? And I remember I was talking with a friend, and I was like, yo, I was just really frustrated because I noticed how smart I was. And now I have a lot more empathy for people who don't have the same capacity that I do, right? And I'm not gonna label that in a way that's negative. It's just like they don't have the same capacity as I do, right? My vocabulary capacity, I'd be like knowing words without like actually knowing like the meaning. Like I'll be saying it just like, even in essays and stuff in school, I would type that and I'd be like, that word eats, like that's the word, and then I'd be like, but like let's make sure, because I was never like fully sure of what the definition. I'm like, I just know it means this in this context. And I would look it up, and it literally meant exactly what I needed it to mean. And so, like, that's always kind of been a thing. And my family, I always had to kind of like, not always, but I'm an only child. So, a lot of adults speak around me. And then I had to, like, keep up to understand what they were doing, what they were saying. And, like, it was, like, basically came out of survival. You know what book I can do? Because I don't really want this to be a dictionary thing or like online. I mean, we'll try it. We'll try the word generator thing for 1 second. This is called randomwordgenerator.com. So that seems pretty straightforward. Number of words. Let's do 7 for fun. Word type all. Generate. Leg, mechanism, card, contempt, tenant, cake. Academy. Okay. You ready for this one? Don't hold me in contempt because this lock mechanism on my heart has kept me a tenant to this cage. There is no key card. I'm learning in the Academy of Love. It seems like everyone else has a leg up but me. I just want to know who takes the cake, and can I have my cake and eat it too? And if I smush it in your face on our wedding day, is that a little too much? Will it make you blue? Okay, yeah. But okay, so that was cool. I guess this works. I just don't necessarily want it. I used to read the dictionary when I was a kid, and my grandma gave me this, right? Recently. I haven't had the pleasure of knowing all of it. But so it's interesting because it is 26 languages. So it's just like, this is the word, and then it does it. And you know what's interesting? The word teacher came up. And I've recently embarked on the journey of becoming a teacher. So this is the first one. Tedious is underneath that. Yeah, it is a tedious task to be a teacher. So, oh my god. This is the first one, so we're gonna do it, right? Institute. French. Maestro. Spanish. Enseñante. Professor. Invariator. I don't know what the little, what's the thing do? Who knows? Right? Am I supposed to know? I don't. That was supposed to be Romanian. Romanian is spelled R-U-M, like rum, not Rome. R-O. Anyways. Leher. No, because it's German. So it's Leher. Lehrer. Okay. Onderwijzer. Dutch is crazy. There's a lot of letters, bro. Okay. Larier. Oh, okay. So Swedish, Danish, and Norwegian are closer together, but Dutch is like. Dutch is doing a lot, and I thought it was more closely related to German, but in this word specifically, no. It's also like Dutch is its own thing. Oh my god. How you say tax in Swedish, Danish, and Norwegian is scat, scat, scat. That rubs my brain the right way. Indonesian, girl. I don't know. Oh, Yiddish and German are closer together, right? Is this a? Yeah, Yiddish and German are closer together than the other one, than Dutch is. I thought Dutch would have been. They share a border, right? Anyway, I shouldn't even base it off that, but still. Right? Huh. I kind of went out of my bounds, so I don't really understand. Like, I don't understand the... Like, Esperanto doesn't sound like a... Like, I don't even know where that's from. That sounds like a coffee, not like a... I would like an Esperanto, you know? You know what I mean? Let's look that one up. It might be similar to French because it's instruisto is how you say teacher, but instructor is or instituteur. That's interesting because like, what is it called? I was talking about how like I get a little nervous in a new institution, right? It's not necessarily in new spaces, but in institutionalized spaces, because there's like prescription ways to behave in those spaces. Esperanto is a constructed international language created by blah 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 blah. It is designated to be a universal second language for international communication. How have I never learned about this? Indo-European languages, about 80% coming from the Romance languages, elements of Germanic, Greek, and Slavic. Okay. Yeah. Why was it banned? Whoa, guys, did you know there was a language that was banned? Whoa. Okay, AI overview. So, don't fully quote all of this, but so... Okay, so now I have to look up a German word, but basically Hitler thought that Jewish people were using this to try and take over the world. So, he says Hitler believed Esperanto. I want to say it with like a right? But believed Esperanto was a tool of Jewish world domination and a way for the Jews to achieve power. In 1935, the German Minister of Science for science, education, and public education banned Esperanto in the schools. He said Esperanto would weaken the essential values of the national character. So Gestapo. That's interesting. Nobody tells you about this part. But also, like, okay, that's interesting. So, okay. It was banned in several countries due to its internationalist, pacifist, and egalitarian nature, which conflicted with the ideologies of the ruling regimes. egalitarian. That's how you say it. Egalitarian. Me reading fast. So, one, we're gonna look up egalitarian, right? Relating to or believing in the principle that all people are equal. Yeah, that was like, okay. What? How do you ban a language because of this? That sounds like a great. Now I want to know, guys. Do I want to now learn Esperanto? There's no grammar in here. This is just letters. It's just, or not letters. It's just like, word. How to learn Esperanto? How to learn Esperanto. Learn Esperanto. You can utilize online platforms like Duolingo for free. What? This is on Duolingo? How is it outlawed if it's on Duolingo? I'm so confused. Esperanto is easy to learn. It is totally phonetic. Esperanto. Okay, but phonetic in what alphabet? Anyways. How long does it take to learn? Is Esperanto a dying language? Although it far from being widely spoken today, is hardly a dying language. That sounds really cool. I would love to learn a language based on its principles in like egalitarianism. That sounds really cool. Like it's pacifist as well. Like what does that mean? Is it like, because pacifist and passive aggressive are different, right? So if it's pacifist, does that mean that it's not like necessarily attacking? Like do you not use like attack words, or like is that not part of the modality? I wonder like if you were brought up like if anger's like action is to attack, I would wonder what like if a society was to use this like Esperanto, like what would it really be? You know what I mean? How would we use this? How would we use this? Is there a different perception on anger then? Or at least how to express it? And also just language is really important and really interesting as well. Because like, I mean, did you know that lightning in French is éclair? I thought that was a food. It is a food, but it also means lightning. That's cute. But like little things like that, right? Like it makes sense, but it doesn't make sense. Like some words mean the same things when they're completely different, right? English is a mess with all of that, right? But like I have a hard time with language. This is really weird because I'm like just chatting and I'm trying to like explain myself in a way that feels like it would be like understood in a way, and still trying to be authentic in that as much as possible. At least authentic in the delivery more so than like in the like principle of it, because I feel like I'm just chatting. These are things I would say regardless. It's just like trying to make it sound like widened. But yeah, it would just be interesting to think about like what would we do with a language like that? Like that's so interesting. And then these are, it says transliterated, which I'm guessing means like based on, it says into Roman spelling. So wow. Oh my god, but then in the back there's a whole they have a French index. Carte de jeu. What is that? Shin. Oh, shine. Anyways. I just really like languages, but I feel like none of them are adequate, right? Like they're never gonna fully be, even if I was fluent in all 26 of these, nobody's gonna understand me still, right? Not entirely, not completely. And the word understood, right? Like, or like when people say I understand, I hate that. I hate that with a burning, fiery passion. No, you don't. I feel like I understand is like such like a period on the end of the sentence. Like, I understand, right? Where I feel like to state that, like, you don't fully understand. I think it's also like I understand what you're going through. Are you me? Then no, you don't, right? And I think that's the difference between like empathy and sympathy. Like empathy is more so like putting yourself in that person's shoes. Sympathy is like when you can't really relate to it. And you can. Everybody can. I understand that. But it's like the willingness to put yourself in that. And then, like, I don't know the wheels turning in your head, so I don't know if you put that into consideration. And then if you're acting and talking in a certain way. Oh! Okay. Right? So I was talking about this. So I remember, so I got a concussion, right? And I was talking to a friend. And I was like, bruh. Because I was like, bruh, I had, like, my brain thinks of, like, 7 words at a time. Right? Like, or like maybe not 7 words necessarily, but like that's the best way to describe it. I would say like my brain has like at least 7 different options on a good day. For most sentences, it has 7 different options on how to say it. Right? You can put that on a lot of different things. You can put that on code switching, which I'm trying to find a way to like deprogram that. I think that's part of like the journey of authenticity as well. I understand not everybody has that privilege or that like want or need, but that's something that I really want to feel more comfortable in my own skin, in the way that I express to others is like finding less code switching in my life. But yeah, and then also you could put that on like just like in general, like feeling like not being understood, so then trying to have as many options as possible to like further understanding. And I think that's where how I learned like language is inadequate. And so, yeah, it was just really interesting because I'm over here and like I'm concussed, right? I had big head hit, boom, and now I was like, my brain only has 3 words and I can't remember the word and it makes my brain hurt. And I was like, you know, like OD, like I was so mad for a while and like scared at the same time because like they're like, it's not like you just need rest and your brain will heal. And I'm like, my brain? The thing that does all the other things? It clicks the buttons and the body does the rest. And I'm not saying that your body doesn't have like, we also like looking at like the microbiome, like your gut is a whole other brain in itself, like how your body reacts to your gut. I honestly think it would be like your gut and then your brain, but your brain sends the signals. I'm mainly talking about the nervous system stuff, right? The brain sends the signals for the heart to go bum, and it sends the signal, like it lights up the nerves for that to happen, and it does that for breathing. And so that part, it does that on autopilot for you, so you don't have to think about it. Those are the part I'm like, what if it stops doing that, right? Or whatever. They were also like, your brain, you don't have a brain bleed. I'm like, why would you tell me my brain could possibly bleed when you can tell I'm very emotionally distressed right now? And it was not a possibility. My doctor had to clarify with me that the people at the emergency room were just misinforming me. But what is it? All of that is to say that, right? Language is really important, and I realized that my brain was not working in the capacity that I was used to. I usually had 7 options, but then that was 3 options. And then I had a friend, and I was saying that, and I was complaining about that, and they were like, I usually only have 3 options. And I, like, did not know how to react to that in that moment. And I tried my best to react with compassion, but at the same time, I was like, how do you survive? Like, because my brain is used to this, and this feels, like, terrifying, because I'm used to this, right? And so it's like, what? Right? And not in this, like, hierarchical, like, how we gauge intelligence, because I really, like, this person is very wise beyond their years in a lot of different ways that I still am learning from, right? So like it's not even that. It's more so like the understanding like the quantitative aspect of it, right? Like that's the part that my brain was just trying to like absolutely crazy to think about. And so understanding, understanding like language isn't always adequate, and I know that, but then when your brain isn't adequate, and then it's what was even cooler about that is I was telling this story to another friend of mine, and they were like, you need to talk about this, you need to share this with people. So I guess I'm doing it now. Maybe I'll find a more formal way to like explain this. But so that was something that was like really interesting for me, because like gauging people's abilities. I've had communication problems with this person that has the 3 compared to my 7, right? And that makes sense. We're literally operating on a different system. Like if it was a 7 and a 7 or a 3 and a 3, that makes sense. On like there's also a multitude of reasons on why communication can be like a barrier in different ways, right? But like just thinking about it. And they're also fluent in another language, which is their first language. So we're speaking in a language that's not their first language, and that is 3 versus 7. So when I explain things in my wide vocabulary, I then have to like bring it back into this, because I go very lofty in my ideas, and I'm like just yapping and trilling off into, and then we were in Wonderland, like doing crazy things, right? But yeah, it's just very interesting. It's just very interesting to like to hear about, to know about. And it's made me realize like the issue might not be you, the issue might not be them, the issue might just be y'all literally process things differently. And while cognitively I understood that beforehand, wow, life is a great teacher, always will be, love her for that. Thank you, life. But yeah, that was just such a beautiful opportunity, because now I have like a different level of compassion for people in general when we have miscommunications. I like very much like direct communication. I had an instance of that today. Like somebody was referencing something, like we made plans that were kind of in conjunction with other plans of theirs, and so then they said those plans didn't go through. But so then I was like, then they're like, they just said this didn't work out, to be honest. And I'm like, okay, I didn't understand I don't understand how that relates to our plans. So I was like, I don't understand, what do you mean? Like, why are you telling? I literally said, why are you telling me this? Right? Because I'm like, I don't understand. Like, to me, it was like we were communicating about us meeting, and then something else happened. So then you're like, this happened, to be honest. I'm like, yes, but what does that have to do with me? Like, why are you telling me this right now? I'm like, what? Why? And that literally, bruh, I was in therapy, and my therapist was saying that some of the things that I was describing are symptoms of autism. I'm like, that doesn't surprise me. I was like, this is also something I thought of for myself, guys. We do this. But yeah, something like that. Oh my god, like it's just mad funny, because I'm like, can you be direct? And they like referenced the text earlier that they were just saying, hey, these two things can be conjunction in plans. But like to me, I was like, if like one doesn't cancel out the other, right? And so it was just like, does that mean you're canceling? Like I just was like, I don't understand what that means. My brain was just like, You're just telling me about another situation, and I don't understand what this has to do with how we interact with each other. Like, it actually has nothing to do with it. Besides the fact that you're saying because that didn't go as planned, you now are redirecting how you're going to spend your time. That makes sense, but without the explicit, like, saying that, my brain was just like, I don't you're just talking to me about, like, half the conversation. I need the other half, right? And so, like, I don't know, I'm very stubborn about that, too, because I was like, I need you to say it, because I think this is what you mean, but my inferences, and, like, I also was doing things, so I'm, like, randomly reading these texts while, like, running around. Being late to everything today, bruh. But not the point, right? And so, yeah. And I'm like, I don't understand it. But it's just mad funny. It's just mad funny. But I hope that this little anecdote helps you have more compassion for those that you communicate with, right? And then tell me about your, like, miscommunications, right? That'd be mad fun. And what else? I kind of want to hear, like, when you think of something, how many versions does your brain have to be able to express it verbally? Specifically verbally, right? How many words, how many synonyms, or, like, sentence restructured? Like, what is that vibe for you? What is the processing like? Because, like, I bet you there's someone out there with 15. We gonna find somebody with at least 15 options. And that to me sounds like, you know? Like, I think my brain would tap out on that one. It'd be like, nah, I'm good. You know? And, like, I'm saying, like, on average, 7. Sometimes a little bit more, sometimes a little bit less. I don't think I've ever had 15 options for something. I also, like, dabble in, like, learning other languages periodically a little bit. Y'all want to hear me butcher some French? Because I literally just looked at this. So, morale du développement. But yeah, I used to do this, like, for fun. And just, like, conception de l'homme pour être, damn it. And now I learned Spanish after I learned French, so now my Spanish accent? I don't know what I think it would be Spanish. I feel like Hispanic is more of, like, the ethnicity than, like, the making the thing Spanish. Like, the accent isn't Hispanic. But anyways, but yeah, so now my perception of Romance languages has now changed on how I perceive them and, like, create them with mouth noises. Whoa. I surprised myself with that one. That's literally what it is, bro. That literally is what it is. 3, 3, 3. That's literally what it is. Creating them with mouth noises. Like, that's all we're doing. I've been stimming a lot more in random places. So sometimes when people clap for things, I just want to be like, and just see what happens. And I've been doing it, and nobody reacts any type of way. Also, I don't know if they can hear me because everyone else clapping, but sometimes it's like everyone will clap, and it'll be like, and, like, that's it. And I'm like, did anyone know where that came from? It was me. If you're watching me, if you're watching this and you know me in real life, not that this isn't real, but you know what I mean, and you've heard that noise randomly at events and you're like, what is happening? It's me. Hi. It's me. Oh my god, I'm not gonna do it. What is that? Taylor Swift. I think that's mad funny. She said, I'm the problem. I don't think it's a problem. I think this is actually a solution to feeling, like, stifled and having, like, a blocked throat chakra. I think this is the solution. Is to be like, also, it makes me feel like I'm gonna go jellyfishing with Patrick and SpongeBob. Like, little, but it feels like little, lee is the sound I want to make, because I want saying lee to feel like in my mouth. I like the watching myself do this is also way more entertaining than I thought it would be, but I want that feeling to happen. But yes, 112. That's one of my angel numbers. Hi. But yes, so I sleepy. But this was my fun, and I learned so many things, and now I'm gonna see. Maybe I'll get the Duolingo. I was trying to learn Creole, and then I was like, bro, this is like confusing me because it's like French, but it's really not, and it was making my brain hurt. I was like, why'd you do this? But also like hides. Oh, okay. Because I'm on the topic of language, I'm glad I brought that up. So that was the last thing I tried to learn on Duolingo. Actually no, I tried to learn Gaelic, which was mad funny because every time I tried to guess things, it would just be right. I think I got like maybe 2 wrong, and I was doing it for like 2 weeks, and I was like, this isn't fair. I was like, are my ancestors just pulling through? Like, I want to actually feel like I'm learning, but if I get everything right without even like, my brain wasn't doing the thing that it normally does to file safe, you know, like when you're learning. So I was like, is this saved somewhere? Nobody spoke Gaelic in my house. Is this saved somewhere? But yeah. But so with like Creole and different like dialects, right? Like patois and all of that, like I think it's really interesting to look at like if big structure is colonial language, right? Specifically with Romance languages is more so what I'm thinking of. But like, so like English or like French. I would say also maybe like different dialects of Spanish, but like, okay, not specifically dialects, more so thinking Creole patois, right? If this is the top, then there's different ways that it like decides to duck and hide underneath the top structure language, and it's like, ooh, I'm just gonna be under here, and I'm gonna be over here, and we're gonna attack, and we're gonna attack in our own way that the dominant structure can't understand, but using the tools of this dominant structure. So like the deconstruction and reconstruction of it, and also like the merging of it with other languages, and yeah, it's just one of the most exciting things to look at for me. I haven't been looking at that as much. Life is life. I'm learning different languages. I'm learning my own visual language that I've been creating recently with my mark making, and I've been learning my physical language of like how I embody my body, and like trying to come back into the body. That's a language in itself, body language. And then I've been trying to learn music. Right? I think that's also a language. I feel like everything could be a language. The universalism of it, because language is to communicate. Like that's its function, and so if that function is there, then everything could be a language, because everything has a way to communicate with you. Whether it is through like visual arts, but also you could technically say letters are visual art, right? You look at like, oh my god, like some of the like Chinese characters when they do like the paintings and stuff, like wow, beautiful, right? And so like I don't know, like there's so many ways that language just like it makes me happy, and it envelops so much of us, right? Like what language you are taught like when you grow up has so much to do with who you are as a person. They also like have research that if you learn multiple languages as a child, you have like more adaptability in your brain. I don't know how well we can really gauge more, but you know, it's just wow. But yes, so I love how language can evolve, right? And it evolves over time. We have new what is it called? We have new getting tired, so I'm gonna finish this up. But we got like new slang, new colloquial terms that then get usurped within that dominant structure. So it's like, first, this is a structure, they dig down and they're like, I'm gonna be down here, I'm gonna make mines, and then they're like, wait, bruh, like that's a cool tunnel. I want that tunnel. You got gold in that tunnel? Do you get gold in tunnels? Anyways, and then they're like, yeah, and then they like go and get it. I was imagining a gopher tunnel, and so my brain was like, I'm like, nope, mining exists. But yeah, my brain was like, gophers don't get gold. I don't think so. Is that why he's? It's not gophers. What is the thing? Groundhog Day. Anyways, but yeah, so it like digs itself down, and then sometimes things are so many, like such said, like, oh my god, such said. They're said so many times, like repetitively, in repetition. Bruh, you can tell I'm getting tired. I'm talking about language. My brain is not languaging. And so, like, in repetition so many times and so widespread between users that then it gets usurped into the larger language, because it's like the language itself is a structure that is like universal terms more so, where then like we can make up our own little things, and we literally make mouth noises. What did I just say? I'm tired and I love y'all, and I'll see you later. Good night. I thought I ended it